I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, and it's all about family! Family! Guys, that was a signal!
Whosoever hears this audio, if they be worthy, shall possess the insight, human, and superhuman abilities of the world's mightiest metahumans. Accompanying this journey of high quality nerd commentary, we got my man Colton, aka Pizza Paul. Talk to the people. Yes, sir.
Every day, aka Fury of the Colts. You know what I mean?
Nice. We also have the greatest engineer across all planes of existence, my son Gas. Say what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yes, sir. And you know who it is? It's your boy Dennis, aka Old Dirty Dennis, aka Captain Every, aka The Real Love and Thunder, aka Den the Plan Blow Lines Ferocious, aka Dazam! You know what I mean?
Dazam!
Yo, welcome to another issue of the Mighty Metahumans podcast. Fellas, how you feeling? What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty great. I
Yeah.
gotta go see John Wick tonight. So
Okay.
we're gonna have that 1 minute review up about that.
Yes, people fucking with it. How
But
about
yes,
you guys?
sir.
I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Chilling. So all right, so today we talking Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, you know what I mean? So you know how we usually do these. Started off with just give me your overall thoughts. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into specifics after.
So overall thoughts it was a fun movie. It wasn't better than the first one,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I'll probably give it the same score because it's Shazam. I don't know what people expected. Like I just thought it would be like kind of a fun family movie.
Mhm.
I didn't think it was gonna be the greatest comic book movie of all time. Later on, we'll get into more specifics, but I will throw this out there that the movie felt kind of pointless while it did show promise of a future.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just fun. It was a whimsical ass movie. It was like, yeah,
Nah, I'm totally with you, bro. Like I went in loving the first one. Like I've said, if you're a Patreon subscriber, whatever, we talked about it before. I got that as one of my favorite DC movies. Shazam 1. That for me is a 5 from DC. Like the action in it, the comedy, it all worked. So for going into this one, I know it wasn't going to top it, but it could at least be on the same level. It wasn't on the same level. I give it like a 3 out of 5. It's still passing though. Like it wasn't like I didn't leave like this shit sucked. Like this was cool. Like this was a solid sequel. It kind of gave me what I wanted, but once we get later into the episode, I'll tell you why it didn't get that 5 from me. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
One thing I wanted to say before we kind of dig into it, when I left the theater, the first thought that kind of came to me is Shazam overall, both Shazam 1 and Shazam 2 is what Thor wants to be. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
could agree with that.
it feels like they did all the things they want Thor to do, but they did it better. The
Because they
whimsical
could have more mature themes within their whimsical shit, so they can kind of apply it to more people.
Mhm.
Cash sound perfect. They can kind of apply it to more people, especially because they want the kids to be there and they
Mhm.
want the adults to be there. And I
Mhm.
feel like Shazam always caters, like they have a good balance.
Yes.
Whereas Thor, they just always want to sell the toys, man.
And not even just that, for me, it works better than Thor for two reasons. First reason, Shazam has always stayed in its lane. You know what I mean? Character development wise. Thor, on the other hand, the Thor that we have, this is clearly not a Marvel episode, but the Thor that we had in the Infinity Saga versus the Thor that we had after the Infinity Saga are two totally different Thors. It feels like he's dumbed down. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and then
so the reason why I said it works with Shazam versus Thor is an adult trying to pretend to be a boy, but Shazam is clearly a boy trying to pretend to be a man. And that's why it
yeah,
works.
that's what
It's
I was gonna
whimsical. You
say.
know
I
what I'm
was like,
saying?
is it makes more sense because Shazam is actually like a youngin, whereas Thor is like 400, 500 years old. Grow up, nigga.
Exactly. So like it always like once I left the theater, I had that feeling like, yo, this is really what Marvel wants Thor to be. But they haven't figured the reason why they can't figure it out is because his character doesn't make sense that way. Like it makes perfect sense to Shazam. Like you brought up earlier the unicorns. in this
Yeah.
movie that worked.
I
And
mean, if you're gonna get, I guess, deeper into like the family things, right? So the family themes weren't as strong as in the first one, but they were strong enough to the point where it's like, if you have children or youngin or even people young at heart that enjoy mythology and these different things, the part where all the like, I guess, mythological creatures is coming out, you obviously could tell like, oh, if there's a kid here, this kid will enjoy this because these are fairy tale things. You get what I'm
yes,
saying? Even if you like those type of things, like me, I like unicorns, I like Pegasuses, I like the Chimera, I like
the flying,
Cyclops.
yeah,
You get
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I like those different mythological things. So I enjoyed that moment when it was like these kids are depowered, but like they're finding a way through this like kind of
Scooby Doo,
fairy
this shit.
tale ass, whimsical ass shit. It's an actual Scooby Doo this moment that I felt like made a lot of fucking sense, and
Ex-
I enjoyed it. And I know there's a lot of people that probably felt like, oh, there could have been more family shit. They could have shown more actual Billy Batson besides Shazam. But like, nigga, this movie is called Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Like,
exactly. Not Billy
it's not
Batson
Billy
Fury.
Batson: Fury of the Gods. So, and even within that, I love Freddy's arc. Like, I thought
Yes.
Freddy's arc was mad fun. And
So
like,
perfect. Going back to what you were just saying about the dynamic with family. I thought when you kind of compare, even though I wanted to say this part for the end, I'm gonna talk about it now for real quick. The the first film felt like finding family. This movie felt like protecting family. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to put a pin in that because it leads into what I think if a third movie was to arise, how they would like kind of get into that. But we'll say that we'll get back to that part towards the end of the episode.
mhm.
But I do like one thing. We can talk about things that we do like. One of the things I do like is the running gag of never showing the other superheroes' faces.
True.
Because I always felt like it was kind of Deadpool in a way where it's just like we're implying that the person is in this movie, but we don't have the budget or whatever the case is. And then they shocked the shit out of me when we saw Wonder Woman.
When
And it
they
was just like,
actually
hey,
showed
wait,
us.
whoa, hold on. Like,
Which okay, we're gonna keep talking about things we like. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that like shocked me in a way that it was like, and it didn't shock me because it wasn't a trailer, but it was just
It
like,
was
oh
a
shit,
pleasant.
they actually showed her,
Yes.
which is pretty cool. And they actually also acknowledged the heritage of gods.
Yes.
So I was like, that's also pretty cool. And I was like, monsters and gods, if they're gonna continue using Shazam, then I guess that's part of the gods part, which is pretty cool. But
And third eye open for a second. I do appreciate DC trying to clean up Wonder Woman a little bit, showing that she won't date a child, but she has no problem dealing with people without their consent in Wonder Woman 84, nigga. Like when she slept with my son Trevor, and we were all like, this doesn't seem right. At least she's not a total scumbag. So shout out to DC for cleaning up Wonder Woman a little bit and fixing that Wonder Woman 84 problem. Another thing that I do like, Calypso. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased. Lucy Lou Stan account. I like Calypso in this. I like she does a great job being a villain to me. You know what I mean? Like the one that
I think
goes
so
off the
too.
rails. So I it's
oh, can I
thinking
talk about a thing that like kind of surprised me, and I was like, this is kind of a good surprise.
sure, sure,
Is
sure. Go ahead.
Anthea. Like I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, I thought it was only two villains, but it's three of them.
You're like, gotcha.
And I was like, boom, that was a gotcha moment, and I was already enjoying Freddy's like
Little story
journey,
arc. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they threw that wrench in there, and I was like, I kind of really enjoy this. I had an argument, well, not really an argument, but a little tiff with
Mhm.
the homie. Shout out Lil G Jossie. We was talking about Shazam, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's also a fan of the first Shazam movie,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Oh well, I felt like Calypso's her point was generic," and I'm like, "That's not a generic
That's
point.
not
One,
generic.
she's a goddess. That her I just put it to him like this: imagine somebody steal $100 million from your family, right? And
Mhm.
you trying to get it, you and your brothers trying to get it back. All you and your brothers are not gonna all just be like, you know what? We're gonna try to get this money back
It's a live
and we
wire in
just
the
walk
group, son.
away.
It's
There's
always a
gonna
live
be
wire.
someone that's gonna be like, let's destroy everything you have also because that
How
you
dare you
fucked up
take
my
from me?
heritage and you
Yeah.
fuck up my lineage. And I felt like, nigga, it's 3 of them. And they are obviously really fucking with my son Freddie.
Yeah. Know what I
My
mean?
son Captain Every Power. And then the other sister, she just want to get the power back and get the seed so that they can make their own realm. So of course they gotta have the wild card, which is Calypso, and I feel like that's not really generic. That's
It's
just
not.
good. That's just storytelling.
Think about how the movie started. Like with the 2 of them, when they went into the museum, she was already the live wire in there. She got shit started. She
She
got
got
shit
a
active.
hand slapped.
Yeah, exactly. That
Like,
showed
you
that there
be
was
wildin'.
exactly. That showed the dynamic right there where she's just like, "Hey, you got to relax. Like we got a plan here." So it was like they planted the seeds from the very beginning of the movie to let you know there's going to be some sort of divide between these two because they both don't seem to want to handle this the exact same way. And if they get actual power, you're going to see like how each one of their personalities really starts to shine out, which to me is literally what happened. Like like you said, she wanted to get the powers back for the family, while Calypso was just like, "Hey yo, like we want to get the powers back, but fuck these niggas." Like the whole movie, that was her intent. Like when she had the principal getting ready to jump off the roof, she was just like, "Yo, like I forgot how easy they burst." Like the way she was just looking at humans like they were fruit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like it was always clear that she was the live wire. Someone was gonna have to go off the edge. You know what I mean? It
True.
just made perfect sense. Another thing that I did enjoy is 2 things. I want to give props, like I told you before, I want to give props to the animation department. If the film really only cost $100 million to make, that was some damn good CGI.
They did
for
pretty good
100.
at the work that they had to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And like I enjoyed a lot of the creature designs and
Yes.
and
They-
just even the overall like the fight scenes and the action and shit, whatever. So they bravo for the visual effects team and the
Yes.
artists and
100%.
what they did.
Another thing I really still enjoyed, Darla, the young
She's
Megan
the
Good.
greatest.
She
Taste
is
the
fucking
rainbow,
hilarious,
motherfucker.
and she was hilarious in both versions.
And she's
As Megan Good.
shout out Megan
and
Good, baddie
yes,
2020 baddie
yeah,
vision.
I mean,
Looking amazing, being amazing. You did a great job, baby girl.
and
5 out of 5 performance. And also, Darla, you also did great,
Yes,
baby girl,
yo.
in a different way.
Yes,
like
know what I
you
mean?
was mad hilarious, and you little cute black girl.
I love
You
it.
know she's mad funny.
I
She
love
can't
it.
lie, which is I think is my favorite stupid trope.
Yeah,
Like that, my favorite whimsical trope is that she can't lie. She just tell the truth
all the time.
and they just look at her like, "Oh, you so cute. Get out of here."
Another thing I did like the subtle references, you know what I mean? They kept up to date. The Khaleesi shit. I chuckled a little bit. The Fast and the Furious. You know,
I
I'm a
really
sucker for
like
Fast and the
the
Furious shit.
mythology aspect of this movie. Like
Yeah, they spent time. They spent a lot of
Greek
time.
mythology and like just the overall the things that we see in like God of War and different things like that. Like it was lit. I enjoyed it so much. So
Another thing, because you know, at some point I'm gonna have to get to the things that we don't like. Another thing I did like, my nigga Steve the Pen. Know what I mean? Shout out to my nigga Steve the Pen.
Steve the Pen was lit. A great side character that
Yes.
did that, and like this every time the letters was written, I laughed.
Exactly.
I laughed hard.
And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Love and Thunder and the Screaming Goats and how it was overdone. I didn't feel like the Steve the Pen thing or the unicorns, any of that shit stayed too long. It didn't overstay their welcome. They were funny for the moment they were supposed to be funny, and that was it. Like it didn't feel like he was trying to force the joke onto us. Like, oh, this is where you're supposed to laugh. Like it felt like he gave just enough and you could just move on. Another thing that I do appreciate, and there was no way for them to dodge this, adding age in the film. Like that was actually very important to me, especially with like Billy getting older.
Yeah.
Because the characters are getting fucking older. Them kids are about to be adults, bro.
They
like,
about to be dead ass grown ups.
Yo, there was no way to do this movie and pretend these niggas was still like like sophomores or some shit. Like these are clearly seniors. This nigga's birthday is in 6 months. He's about to graduate. Like we need to tackle these type of things. Because if they happen to get a third movie, these niggas is full grown men, son.
That's
like
true.
you gotta be able to like adapt the story in that way. You know what I mean?
True.
So I do appreciate that they were like, hey, yes, we do realize that they're growing up in real life, and we're going to reflect that in the story as well. So I did like that.
I will say we don't talking about post trailer stuff type now, but I will say I did enjoy that the Peacemaker universe, Amanda Waller universe
Mm-hmm.
brought him into the Justice Society, quote unquote. We don't know what that Justice Society looks like, but we have kind of an idea.
No,
But
man.
yeah, I like that they did that, and I also like that they did the callback also to the Thinker. Is it the
Yeah,
Thinker?
yeah, 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 yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I know
So
what you're talking
like
about. Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind, yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, James Gunn, here you go, giving yourself more work. I feel it. You're the CEO now. You want to do more things with your universe.
And shout out to my son James Gunn. Even though he said on Twitter that the end credit scenes he had nothing to do with those because they were done before he came in. Shout out to his wife.
Yeah.
Literally still getting a check while her man is now running DC. Shout out to the Gunn family,
Shout out
nigga.
to the Gun family.
That's hard.
His
nigga.
brother Weasel's still alive.
Nigga.
And that nigga
That's
gonna be in a
hard,
cartoon.
nigga. That's a family affair. That's
they
hard.
going crazy.
That's
They going,
hard.
nepotism
nigga.
going crazy over there.
That's hard, nigga.
So I guess we could talk about things we don't like.
What you don't
So
like. Give me some. Start us off.
I'm gonna just, I guess, random spitfire my things really quickly.
Okay.
The movie, while yes, the post credit scenes showed us that there's a future, it felt kind of aimless. Like it felt like, yeah, there's a future for Shazam, but then everything else that was built, it feels like there's no future for that, for real. Two, Zachary Levi is overcompensating the child acting.
That was definitely something I wanted to
Like
talk
I
about.
feel like he has to relax a little bit. Like I feel like in the first movie he had the perfect balance, but now in this one he's overdoing it. And like everybody else did such a great job with the balance, and then he's just overdoing it. Like overdoing it. And I didn't really like that. Another thing I didn't really like was like, nigga, this y'all could have had any type of Shazam. I mean, Black Adam reference. And like, we could talk about that a little bit later with The Rock, but like, y'all could have still did it anyway. Like, in my opinion, like, because y'all already did the Justice Society shit anyway. So y'all might as well have been like, yeah, there's a Black Adam, but y'all didn't have to show The Rock. Because y'all already doing the cut off head shit, right? You get what I'm saying? You might as well just throw an extra jab in there, nigga, and did a cut off head, like Black Adam popping out and him being like, who the fuck are you? And that would have been lit. But yeah, that non-connectivity is kind of an issue for me. And it kind of like took me out of the movie a little bit more. Like I was just like, damn, y'all kind of fucked up with Black Adam. So now like, y'all trying to scramble. And while I do enjoy this movie, and y'all are giving me post credit scenes that says, yeah, there's a future here, I'm not too confident.
Okay. All right. So for me, I would have liked one more really good action scene because it kind of felt in the middle. It slowed down. They had the good bridge scene in the beginning with like the whole Shazamily.
True.
And then the final fight scene with Calypso, I thought that was really good. I would have liked one more of those somewhere in the middle, somewhere like a really good, solid action scene. Another one, definitely would have liked a little bit more reference to the overall DCU or whatever. They mentioned a little bit in the beginning where he's like roughly like, yeah, there's another guy with a lightning bolt on his suit and it's red and blah blah blah. But I would have liked a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To kind of like bring him in. I don't want him to feel like he's on the outside watching. You know what I mean? Looking in.
True.
Like you said, Zachary Levy, I really didn't like how I feel like he filmed his scenes. When he filmed his scenes, it couldn't be when Billy Batson was also filming his, because there's no way this kid is like 17, 18.
He's not talking like that.
And when we see him, he has that really great emotional scene with his mom right
And
before he
he's a
jumps.
good actor. And I
Yeah.
felt like they could have shown more to him.
Right. So I feel like when he has that great scene and she was like, yo, transform into the Billy that I know. And she talks to him and he's like, yeah, I know you're trying to get rid of me or whatever. And she was like, yo, no, you're part of this family. And he like cries like on command.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he is smoking this.
They needed
And
more of
then
him.
he becomes Shazam, and then it's like, like he becomes like a doofus.
He's a
like,
whimsical ass nigga
Yeah.
immediately.
And it's just like, but when you see him outside of Shazam, this is not his personality. So why does he become this? You know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to still be himself, just stronger. And that disconnect in between how they were like taking their character is it stood out a little bit. You know what I mean? It was still a family movie, so it's like you let it slide a little bit, but in the overall sense of when he's Billy and he's trying to organize the family and he's like, yo, these are the things we need to do. And then he becomes Shazam and he's just like the world of Saruman or the world of Solo Man. And it's just like, but that wasn't Billy. Like, what happened when you transform, you say Shazam? Like, you just become an idiot. You know what I mean? So I didn't like that. Kind of like what you said. It kind of stood out a little bit. But overall, I did let it slide because it is a family movie. Definitely, like I said, the more action. Definitely the kids growing fast. Please, if you're gonna do a Shazam 3, do not stay too long. Like
That's a fact.
these niggas about to be 30, bro.
They
like,
adults.
put this shit out like in another year and a half tops. Like these niggas about to be grown for real. But yeah, like I would say those were more of my dislikes, and that's what took it down to a 3. I thought the first one worked better because they didn't need to put too much action because he was a little kid. He's not doing all that much fighting, but he's a little older now. They've been Shazam for a while. Know what I mean? So they're more familiar. They need more going on.
And my son Captain Every Power going crazy. He love my
yo,
boy.
shout out to my guys.
Freddie is my favorite character.
Easy
down.
MVP. Know what I mean?
And I also love Darla.
Yes.
I love all of them actually.
In their own way, they're all special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did like the cameos, like my son, Michael Gray, who played Billy.
Yeah, that was
I thought that was really cool. I was like, because I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all and act like I knew who it was off top. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, that matters. And as soon as I left the theater, I pulled that shit up. And they were like, he was, Billy in the TV series or whatever. That was really cool. I mean, I did like that.
I also really laughed hard when my son Shazam had the Wonder Woman body.
Yeah.
Like, I was fucking crying in the theater. I made other people laugh because I was the only person that laughed mad hard when that shit happened. So, Billy, what are you doing? I was fucking crying. I was like, yo, this is hilarious. This is not funny to y'all?
Yo, nah, I'm telling you, it was the humor
up
works,
a little
man.
bit. Also, the Taste the Rainbow motherfucker.
Taste the Rainbow motherfucker. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. Son.
Also, I just love the lore that like unicorns are like demons.
Badasses.
Like,
you know what came to mind immediately when I heard that, and I think it was perfect timing because by now, if you're listening to this episode, you've heard the Harry Potter episode and me going crazy with my nigga Voldemort drinking unicorn blood.
Facts.
If this nigga was killing these unicorns, nigga.
Yeah, nah, he's going crazy. That boy wildin'.
Yo.
Magical world unicorns go crazy. Yeah.
Yo, if he was killing them niggas, he was fucking wild, son. Them niggas was going crazy in that movie. So we could talk about we could lead into the end credit scenes now about do they fucking matter? Like they were cool, but do they matter though?
They felt like they did and they didn't. It feels like Zachariah Levi is gonna be here more because they're gonna want the adult to be around the Peacemaker universe.
True.
And they're gonna let him curse and shit a little bit more, which I think is gonna be a little funny. And maybe he might round out and be a little bit more mature because he's around mature people.
Mature-ish.
Mature-ish. Because, they're still like children.
Yeah.
But, like, he'll, like, I guess his personality can be less memey in that sense and more of the adult sense.
Okay.
And that will be good. But other than that, like, them with the Mr. Mind and shit, I'm like, where are we going?
All right, so I'm going to talk about that one
That's
first.
going to be a Peacemaker thing.
I thought that was funny because the way it ended was smart. Only because they don't know if they're getting a third movie, how this whole reboot shit is working. And the idea of Mr. Mind literally telling Dr. Savannah, like, yo, the reason it took me so long is, nigga, I'm a caterpillar. Like, it took forever to get here.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, so what's the plan? He was like, I'll tell you, I got one more thing to do. And then he like goes out again. He's like, no. So now that's a good way for them to be like, yo, this is why he was in prison for another 2 years while they decided Shazam 3 ever gets made, is because this nigga's a fucking caterpillar.
Funny as fuck, though. I
thought
think
that was
that's
funny.
gonna lead into Peacemaker.
That would be funny too. You know what I mean? So I did enjoy that. The Justice Society shit I thought was funny because that can lead into the Waller series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It also up in talking about Black Adam, I thought it was because my mind started racing because it was like, all right, why are these guys trying to recruit the Justice Society and not the Justice Society just saying, yo, we want this nigga?
Yeah.
I thought that was like kind of weird because Cop Man could have just showed up himself. You know what I mean?
I mean, Cop Man also worked with Waller. So
yeah, I mean,
that's why I was like,
that's
it
the point
kind
that
of
I'm-
connects. But even then, like, it's like, which Justice Society, quote unquote,
exactly.
is this?
So because I felt like he could have did that himself. I do like the fact that while we didn't get a direct link to Black Adam, the fact that if you're thinking about that Justice Society and his movie just
Could
coming
be.
out, that is as close as probably we're gonna get to Shazam being close to Black Adam is through the JSA. I do also like the fact that he made the Avengers joke. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Avenging Society.
That's
I thought that was hilarious. And like I said, it was, if this reboot didn't happen, I would be sitting here giving you theories as to why I think Superman and Shazam are about to fight Black Adam, especially after Waller was like, yo, I got Superman on speed dial, nigga. Try something. And he did, and Superman showed up. And then for her to now go and have those agents try to recruit Shazam, it feel like we was gonna get that animated film in live action. We're not. But it felt that way. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Going down to my well, before I finish that, I do feel like you were saying, Shazam being a part of that Justice Society team, whatever that team looks like, it works in a way of like him being a kid and idolizing heroes. The closest person I could think of that fits that mold is Miss Marvel. In Marvel is being that kid
Yeah.
that looks up to all these heroes and is like the childish, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
looking up to, oh shit, you're here? Like, oh my God. Like,
That's true.
he can be that person. Know what I mean? And then now Zachary could be as goofy as he fucking wants.
That's true.
Because they need someone to kind of balance
Because
out.
then you got an adult goofy nigga like John Cena as Peacemaker.
Exactly.
And like other people. Yeah.
I feel
so,
like
yeah.
that works. All right. So final thing I want to talk about. I brought it up earlier. Shazam 3. Let's say everything aligned. How are they going to make a Shazam 3? I'm going to give you my theory first. Tying back to what I said first earlier when we were talking about family. So the first movie is about him finding a family. The second movie is him getting that family and protecting that family. The perfect idea for a third movie is a rift in the family. And the perfect rift in the family is the older sister that wasn't really fucking with him in the second movie, but she kind of kept calling him like when he said like the wisdom of Solomon or
Mhm.
and she was just like, yo, like, what's up with him?
Mary
Like,
Marvel.
yeah, like she'd be the perfect villain in the third Shazam movie. Like, let's say something happens to a family member, and now Billy's struggling to keep the family together, and she's just like, yo, I'm getting revenge. And she becomes like the comic version of Mary Marvel, where it's just like, yo, like, nah, nigga, like, them niggas need to die. And now it's her versus Billy. It kind of ties back into something we talked about a long time ago with like Spider-Man villains, where his best villains are the people that's close to him. So who's the perfect person for Shazam of all people to fight? Another fucking Shazam, my nigga. Like, you're gonna get actual good action scenes. She's already an adult. She's smarter than this nigga. Like, I feel like that would be an entertaining way. And then how does he solve that? Like, do you kill your own family? Like how do you beat someone that's not a
I
clear
have
villain?
an idea, right?
Give me some.
I like where you're going. I just don't think it's gonna be Mary Marvel. What I think should happen, because this has been happening in the comic books, is that there should be a new Black Adam.
Okay.
Like, and I think that them showing us, if they want to put the Mr. Mind in like the third one,
Mhm.
it should be like him figuring out a way to get the power of Black Adam and maybe giving it to Dr. Sylvana or something, or giving it
Mm,
to somebody else, and they become the new Black Adam, and now he has to fight another Avatar. Like,
okay.
and
I
that
could I
would
could I
be,
yeah. I,
and
I
then
would say
even then, it'll be probably after we have a Superman, and then
Mhm.
Superman can help him, and then it could be like Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam.
Okay. I mean, like I said, the only reason I figured sticking to a family theme is,
True.
each
That's
one of
true.
these is a different type of family.
Okay,
And
what if Freddy becomes Black Adam?
see,
That'd be
now
hard.
you talking. I mean, some shit like that. Or even if they don't use Black Adam for whatever reason, because we're gonna talk about The Rock in a second. And they stuck to like the Mary Marvel thing. Add in Mr. Mind. He controls minds. Him
Oh yeah, he
using
could control
he
somebody.
control Mary Marvel, push her a little bit further, and it causes
Or he
that
controls
rift.
the whole family and tries to get them to beat the shit out of
Exactly. I
Billy.
feel
Yeah,
like it would
true.
make, especially since the theme of all these movies has been family in some way, him having to fight the same family that he found, that he's been trying to protect. I figure that's a good like
That could be
contrast. You
cool
know what I
too.
mean?
I
So
like
even
that.
even if we don't do that, and we go with the Black Adam thing. I still fuck with that because it kind of feels like a Power Rangers Green Ranger shit, where
Yeah.
the new nigga comes in
We
and
could
he's the
give somebody
problem.
this power. And
Yeah.
like there's a Black Adam, like a kid
Yeah,
who's
in the
black, and
comics.
he's the Black Adam in the comics.
Yeah.
They could just bring him in. And then he
Exactly.
could just
And
be
do
the
some
new
shit like
Black
that. It's
Adam.
like, hey.
And then now there's another young nigga who just has the power.
Exactly.
And you're like, fuck. How you just, because remember, he is a teenager. The Black Adam is a teenager, and he still stays a teenager when he turns into Black Adam. So
Exactly.
like, we
So it'd
could
be
even
kinda
have
ill.
funny shit where Zachary Levi's like, "How the fuck are you still yourself?" I wish I was still myself. Like,
Exactly. So I think that'd be kind of interesting to like if we get a Shazam 3. Know what I mean? Yeah, I thought let's wrap up. Give me out of 5 lightning bolts.
I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5. Nice,
I have fun.
nice. I'm gonna give it a solid 3. I love the first
Nice.
one, and it's not better than the first one, and I don't feel like I could give it 4, but I could give it 3. I give it 3.
I feel it.
It's a good movie. Any worthies before we wrap?
Freddy.
Freddy, my nigga, Freddy. You know what I mean?
Like, even without the powers, my boy said Destiny's Child did it better.
Yeah.
Like, even without powers. They was
Yo.
like, damn, that boy kind of strong mentally. I fuck with Freddy.
I fuck with that part. Like, cause that was probably one of the best parts in the fact that he didn't have powers in that moment and he was able to resist her. Know what I mean?
He
That was
did
crazy.
it more than once.
Yeah.
Even with the fear of the dragon to
Yeah.
go protect his girl.
Yo,
Shout out
Freddy,
my son
son.
Freddy, man.
Nah,
That's my
Freddy
worthy.
Freddy
Darla.
Darla's
Darla's definitely a worthy.
Yes. Yo,
And then,
like I said earlier, my nigga James Gunn, bro. The Gunn family, nigga.
The gun show. The gun show is in full effect right
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's all I got. Like that's
now.
my
I'm done
worthies.
too. I got the phrase too of the night.
Okay. So this has been another issue of the Mighty Metahumans, providing you with that high quality nerd commentary. Subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. We on Patreon, baby.
Yeah.
Sign up to the Jane Lantern community. You know what I mean? Shout out to them niggas. Follow us on all social media sites as The Mighty Metas. You can find me on all social media sites as Old Dirty Dennis. That's OLDIRTYDENNIS. You can also find my cards on Etsy. Art by Den, DENN. You know what I mean? Get something for your boo. Get something. You got a crazy god trying to take over Philly. You live in Philly, wherever. You know what I mean? Give her a card. Maybe she chill out. Know what I mean? Give her some art. Whatever. Maybe she just need some love. Know what I mean? Like just show her some appreciation. That's probably all she needs. So yeah, find my cards, find my art. You can find my man Colton.
The Colton Show __.
Yes, sir.
Or the Colton Show. Oh, well, __ on Twitter.
Yes.
Everywhere else is the Colton Show. Instagram, YouTube, Twitch.
You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I've been streaming, building things. Twitch.tv / the Colton Show. And I got the website, thecoltonshow.com. So go check all my stuff out over there.
Yes, sir. Send us home, bro. Give us a quote. Give us that quote.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker. Darla.
Yo, we out.